Good evening and welcome to the live interview on RS Media with former Birmingham, RC Lens, Fulham, Red Star Belgrade defender, Franck Queudrue. Good evening, Franck. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm very well, Frank. It was good to remember all that, actually. Just and
Good
Colchester.
memories.
And you
And
can't forget,
Colchester on loan, yes, I did.
yeah, your loan spell with Colchester, which was back in 2010. So thank you very much for taking time out on a Tuesday evening. First question is going to be on about Borough. What was it like signing for Borough on loan for the 01-02 season from Lens?
Yes, it was nice because obviously at Lens, new manager arrived at the start of the season, didn't play that much. So I asked him if I could go on trial first. And obviously after the trial, Middlesbrough wanted to sign me on loan. So I went. And I went very quick actually because I came on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the Saturday and the Sunday. Actually, the gaffer wasn't here. He was in England. He was an assistant with Sven Goran Eriksson at the time for England, and he saw me on Monday, Tuesday, and he said, "I want to sign him." So I went back to France on the Wednesday. Call me back. Come back here on a Wednesday night. And because I needed to sign on Thursday to play the Saturday away at Charlton on October the 4th, 2001, I think. So yes, it went very quick. And then from then, I do the whole season, the long loan, and then sign permanently for 5 years after that.
Yeah. What inspired you to join Borough then?
Just the atmosphere, and I wanted to play. And at the time, a little bit Middlesbrough was struggling a bit defensively, conceded too much goals. So the gaffer told me that the first and most important thing is to defend, and then we see for attacking afterwards. But obviously, I was ready to do that. So I decided to take up the challenge.
Oh, hang on, I just remembered I haven't put this out onto Twitter. Oops. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Lucky enough. So good evening to my Twitter viewers as well that are just joining. This is Franck Queudrue, former Borough, Colchester, Fulham, Birmingham, Colchester, Lens. So good evening to yous that are coming in. So obviously you signed for Borough permanently. Was that a big move? Was it a good move for you? Or is that something that you were happy to just move to Borough?
It was just my best move, I think, throughout my career. To be fair, that's honest. Yeah, I did 5 years for Middlesbrough. I did play 5 years for Middlesbrough, and within those 5 years, I won a trophy, the first ever for the club, and the first ever for me as well. So that's why it's quite a good thing for me, personal thing, and obviously through a European Cup as well, a great run.
Yeah, we were runners up to Sevilla in that great cup run. Also, you also played at centre back for the Borough a few times as well, if I remember rightly. What was that like?
Yes, I do. It's quite difficult to take on after Gareth Southgate when he's not here. So I was trying to do my best to make you proud.
Yeah, because now he's the manager of England, so he's obviously doing something right.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
What do you think of Gareth as the England manager?
as uh, as a player, he was a leader, and I think he's got that in him. So as a manager, he will lead by example. First of all, he will show the way to the young players who's playing now for England, and I think he's got what he takes to do the job for England.
I mean, as you know, he was the manager of Borough at one point as well in his career. So obviously, to move from Borough to going into an England setup, which at first he was the under-21 manager,
Yes.
and then going
But that
into
was the next step. Actually, it was the next step. I think when you take on Middlesbrough, everybody were like thinking about a player, but is a different aspects. And I think for Gareth to take on Middlesbrough because he wasn't like too successful at Middlesbrough, but obviously I think it was a little bit too early to come back in a club you just played for 5 years and to take on your first job. But it was difficult. But after that, he did well. So
yeah,
if he leaves England one day, maybe it will be the right man for Middlesbrough.
Or he could go back to Aston Villa when Dean Smith leaves, because obviously he came from Borough. He came from Aston Villa to Borough.
Yes, obviously.
So that would be a good appointment if they do end up wanting to take him on. But who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, if you know, give me the lotto numbers.
If I give you the lotto numbers, we'd be millionaires.
Exactly.
So Mike Harneman, who's in the comments, he's asked this question: what was it like in your spell at Fulham?
I spent a good year at Fulham, actually. I spent only 1 year because actually the manager when I came was Cookie, Chris Coleman. He signed me, Chris Coleman. And obviously 5 games from the end of the season, he got sacked. And after that, as manager came Laurie Sanchez. He just was the Ireland manager, Northern Ireland manager.
Yeah.
And the way he wanted to play wasn't going with the way I wanted to play football. So I just decided to quit Fulham, and then I signed for Birmingham after that with Steve Bruce.
What was it like to play under Steve Bruce as well? Because now he's
I
the
didn't play that
Newcastle.
long. I didn't play that long with Steve because I arrived in Birmingham in 2007 or 8, and he left the club in December. So I played for 4 months with Steve, but it was a good experience. Good manager.
And now he's the manager of Newcastle. So, I mean, he's always been a tough cookie and all that.
Oh yeah, but he knows where he wants to go, and he takes the road to take it.
Well, Josh has just said in here as well, Hugo Ekok would have been a good manager coach as well. I know he was coaching for Tottenham's youth setup before he sadly passed away. So can't believe he has gone.
Yes, I'm quite disappointed when I heard about it, actually, because just maybe a month before I was in London and we took a drink together. So yes, I was surprised and shocked, to be fair, and sad, obviously, to heard about that and when he collapsed on the training ground as well.
Yeah, I was just I think I was on my way up to Home Park, which is Plymouth Argyle Stadium. And I think I was going to get my shirt for the new season, and I heard the news, and I was just like, "Oh my god, no way!" I knew he'd collapsed a few days previous, but I was just shocked, as any Borough fan would be.
Of course, yeah.
Obviously, the next question we'll have is this one. It ties in with another question we've got. Mike has asked, obviously, what were your reasoning behind wanting to change your nationality? And Josh has also come in with it saying, is it true you thought you could play for Republic of Ireland because of your grandfather's nationality, but it was your great-grandfather who was Irish?
Exactly. Actually, my great-grandfather had from Dublin, but when they moved to France, they took obviously a French name. And from my granddad, it was like quite difficult at the time to ask for the nationality. For me to get the nationality, I needed to ask my granddad to get the Irish nationality first, because it was too far for me to ask straight away from my great granddad. And at the time my manager was Brian Kerr for Republic of Ireland. And so we tried to do it without it, but it wasn't going. And what was the reason for Mike? What was the reason? Because I wanted to play for an international, and obviously I was like, I was feeling at the time more British than French. So I decided to do something about it, and well, it doesn't work at the end, but obviously I would be proud and to wear the Republic of Ireland shirt.
That is actually a very good question, because not many players like to change their nationality, and if they do, it's quite an interesting topic to talk about, because you don't know how far it goes back or how close it could go.
Mm.
Because it's
There,
like,
it's in the blood, isn't it? You can't do nothing about it.
No, I've got Irish blood in me as well. So my mum's granddad was from County Kerry,
Okay.
which is still in Republic of Ireland. So, and then we found out a few times that we've got loads of relatives in Ireland and America and France, because my previous surname was Roach, which is actually a French name, but
Yes.
it's a French name, but descends to the Republic of Ireland, and sometimes it has descended out to United States. So, there's ways of spelling Roach. Mine was spelled Roche. Some spell it Roach or Roache. And it was, and it's just quite ironic. And Josh has come in and said, disappointing not to play at international level then, Frank. If only as I think you deserve to.
Thank you.
He did play for France B-side, was that right?
Yes, I did, but never came on. It was against Germany in France, so but I never came on.
Which is
but
a
it
shame.
Doesn't count as a cap, actually.
No, which is unfortunate, because it would have been nice for you to represent France or Ireland, because that's where your family are like from, and
Exactly.
where you're, and it would have been nice. It would have been a touching moment as well, because
of course
it would have been just amazing. So, what was your thinking about taking set pieces at Borough?
Oh, actually, if the gaffer was telling us to, it was the gaffer choosing to the set pieces taker. Actually, it was just like doing names 1, 2, 3 exactly for the same for the penalty, But obviously, if the foul wasn't one of a player, the guys who got fouled on and wasn't going to take the penalty or the free kick. So, but my mind was at rest.
Another thing is, obviously, I did hear this from James at Borough Fan TV. He about the penalty shootout in one of the games. You were one of the penalty shootout takers, and you were juggling the ball.
Yes, I was juggling the ball with my head, while I was walking to the penalty spot against Tottenham in, I think, quarterfinal.
Before we had the 2 legs over Arsenal in the
yes,
where we played Arsenal 4 times in the space of 21 days or something.
I think yes,
because we had them in the FA Cup third round.
But we lost.
No,
in the league we lost.
We had them in the. Did we have them? Hang on.
In the league?
We lost in the league. We lost in the
cup, in the FA Cup, but we won the other 2 legs.
Yeah,
we won the away game and the home game.
Yeah, wasn't that when there was an own goal in that Arsenal game as well? Wasn't there? It was at high.
Me, I will give it to Stu Parnaby's goal.
Yeah, but obviously Stu probably would say it was his goal, but it was an own goal, wasn't it?
Reyes.
Was it Ray that scored it? It would have been ironic if it was Ray. After he signed for Borough. So what was it like to link up with Stuart Downing on the left-hand side as well during the 03?
No, Stuart, hard worker on the left side, easy to play with, always there to help me out, to develop on the opposite striker. And obviously I was trying to do the same and support him when we were attacking. So it was a good relationship I had with Stu on the pitch, and even outside the pitch, even the youngsters, even if they're younger, but they were like treating everybody with respect, and that was the most important thing. Stu Downing had a lot of respect for all the older player, more experienced player, but that's why the youngsters were a big part of Borough good runs, I would say, throughout the years, because they always worked hard to get their seats on the team, and at the end push us as well to be better. So obviously they got a big part of the Borough's I would say the Borough's good days.
Obviously, you probably would have known this as well about Stuart actually played left back, I think, a few times while you were suspended or something, or was it Andrew Taylor came in and left back as well? And I know Downing did play left back for Borough, but I'm not sure if it was during your time as well.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think it just the last time he played left back was the final against Sevilla when I came off injured at the 75th minute.
Which was quite ironic because that season we went on 2 back-to-back turnarounds as well, didn't we? We overdone FC Basel and Steaua Bucharest. What was that like as well?
It was just incredible feeling, when everybody were like doubting, at the end of the run, and then we came back, and then in every goal we go back. It was just like the belief starting to get back as well. So it was just crazy to end up like not one game like that, but 2 games in a row in Europe. It was just incredible feeling. The emotion, that we had to share with the fans. It was just fantastic.
I mean, I remember both of them games because obviously I was there, especially when they were at the Riverside as well. To do it in front of the home fans as well was just out of this world.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the feeling that we felt.
I mean, I remember us playing Sporting Club de Portugal in the season before, and we were, 2-0 down quite early on in that game, I think. And then we tried to pull it back to 2-2. I mean, Joseph Desiri job with that overhead kick. That's got to be that was probably one of the best goals that I've ever seen live at a game. And for him to do that, it was just mental. And it's quite ironic because it was 2010-11 season or 2009-10 season. Rudy Douala, who was part of that team for Sporting Club de Portugal, actually came on trial with Plymouth Argyle and with Emil Mpenza. So it's just quite ironic that
it would have been good that if it wasn't for playing for Sporting, because it was very good on the day against us.
he was a very good player. I mean, shame it was a bit too early for Cristiano Ronaldo to play, because that would have been just amazing to watch him play. But I mean, obviously we got to watch him. I obviously got to watch him play. I mean, I think you played against him as well, didn't you? For when he came to Man U.
Of course, yes, I did. Yeah, a few times with Middlesbrough and obviously Fulham and Birmingham.
What was that like?
Well, what I can say, year after year was getting better and better. You know, it was easier to take on when he first started. now, I would say he's unplayable, but.
So, who would you say is the best player, Ronaldo or Messi?
I would, I like better Ronaldo. Messi is a fantastic player as well. They're both very good, excellent, or from another world. But I'd rather get Ronaldo than Messi in my team.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it in 3 separate leagues, and there's rumours that he could be set to join. Well, there's rumours going around that he wants to leave Juventus to join PSG, which is quite ironic.
I heard you want to join Middlesbrough, but
we'd all love that. So, we're going to ask this question. I know the answer because you've already told me off stream. But who did you support as a kid?
I support Paris Saint-Germain because, as you know, I'm a Paris kids. I grew up in Paris, around Paris.
So obviously they were unfortunate in the Champions League there, losing 1-0 to Bayern Munich. But obviously Bayern have a very good team as well.
No, strong team, very well organized. But I think Paris didn't play as well as they did in semi-final. But that's just my point of view.
I mean, me and Mike, who was in the comments earlier, we did live commentary on Bayern Munich's quarterfinal, semi-final, and the final, and we were just out of this world when Bayern won that semi-final, no, quarterfinal against Barcelona 8-2. I mean, no one would have expected that.
No, especially not Barcelona's fan.
But obviously, there's another question we're going to get onto now. What was your best ever game for Middlesbrough?
For personal point of view, one of my best game I played was the game against Arsenal, I think. On this game, we lost 5-3 at Highbury, and I score 1 and give 2 assists.
Which is quite good for left back.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad. It's actually.
No, it was actually the Arsenal best team ever, because it was like the invincible.
Was it the
They went
invincible
on.
season?
Yes, they went on to just actually won the league without losing a game, and then they went out for the record, and I think they beat the record on that day. But we could have nearly done it. We were like leading 3-1 at one point, and so a bit disappointed to lost 5-3 this game.
I mean, I remember a time when I was in London as well, because my auntie lived in London at the time, and we were playing Arsenal, and I was going through Piccadilly Circus, and it said Arsenal 0, Middlesbrough 3, and I'm like, no, this isn't right. And then obviously
yes, it was actually.
It was when
Hamilton Ricard. Yeah,
and
Edu on goal and Hamilton Ricard.
Yeah. Which was quite ironic because Edu actually scored 2 own goals that day.
Happens, you never know.
And I was literally going, I literally went round London that day after I found that out, celebrating. And then an Arsenal fan came round the corner and I'm like, oh God. But it was only a kid, and I was only a kid at the time, but it was good times. I mean, to beat teams like that. I mean, Hamilton Ricard, best Colombian striker at Borough at the time. Well, and probably the best Colombian striker that there ever has been. Or we'll say that.
I think he was the only one, isn't it?
Well, for Borough, yeah. Apart from in the Premier League, there's been Radamel, Falcao. There's been quite a few. Another question that I've got here for you is, obviously, what was it like playing with Juninho?
The small guy. No, it was a pleasure because it's a guy. It's easy to play with. He always won the ball. He always gets. He always try to get touchable, I would say. When you got the ball, it's always nice to see someone make movements to give you an opportunity, to give you an angle for a pass. I think it's important. And Nino was like that. He always wanted the ball, always. So it was just a pleasure to play with a wee man.
The wee man. he was such a quality player. I mean,
exactly, and a quality man as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him. Was it the 2010 World Cup that he was in the punditry for BBC? And his, well, it might have even been 2014. But was it 2006?
I think.
Well, whenever it was, you could see he was just out of this world. I mean, he's a Brazilian that no one really talks about, but he was quality for Borough. I mean, to sign him 3 times on a row, I was just so happy that he actually
Third time
signed.
is a charm.
That's what they say, isn't it? Obviously, you don't play football anymore because you're retired. So what are you doing with yourself?
I just created a firm with my old teammates and former teammate from Lens Daniel Moreira, is doing a little bit of golf, some golfing. We got a company called MNQ Events, and we're doing some, I would say, some trip, golfing trip, and as well we can at the moment it's difficult because we also give access to a Premier League game in VIPs and stuff, but at the moment it's difficult with the COVID because the stadium are closed to the public. But we're doing some initiation for golf and some, I would say, how do you call that? Seminary for firms, like access to the golf course and facilities.
Well, that'll be quite good, especially when you come back to Borough next year, when you can probably have a few tee-offs at Middlesbrough Golf Course.
I will actually, I got some guys waiting for that for that to happen. I know that some old teammates play golf, Tony McMahon, James Mather, and Stu Parnaby. So I've got a few lads who play golf with when I come back.
Is there any other players that you keep in touch with then?
Yes, I keep in touch with Mendy, Bolo Zenden, Mendieta, obviously, Bolo Zenden, Jimmy Flores, George Boateng. All the youngsters I just told you about, Suparnabi, Tony McMahon, Andrew Davis, Ray Parler. So most of them.
That's good then. Josh has come in and said, no plans for coaching?
I think I can be not a first team coach, but a good assistant. I'm more like I like to be how do you say close to the players, and talk about to be the bridge between the manager and the players, to make things happen, and to be on the training ground. And but as a first team coach, no, I don't think I've got the patience to do all the, I would say, to pass the degree. If I have to do it, I will do it. But as an assistant, I think I got a better chance to make myself understand.
That's quite understanding. So a question here as well is, who was the best player you played against in your whole career?
It's quite tricky because I played against a lot of good players, especially, I told you Ronaldo. But the one who gave me the most torrid time, I would say, was Sean Wright Phillips. The guy difficult to catch, very veloz, very quick, and small. Tried hard to catch.
And who was the best player you played with?
Same question. Is difficult to compare because they don't play in the same, midfield, striker, defenders, kind of stuff like that. It's difficult to compare. But if I gave you one on each line, I would say the guy at the back was Gareth Southgate, who really impressed me through my whole spell in Middlesbrough. Mr. Regularity, very consistent all the time. And afterwards, I would say just talent. Pure talent in midfield. As a creator, I would say Geiske, Mendieta. And as a midfield destructor, like not a creative. He could be, though. But I would say George Boateng. And you're going to say, that they all Boros player. Yes, of course. Yes, that's where the best 5 years of my football career were. So, and I would say up front you got a choice because all the strikers we had in Middlesbrough, it's hard to pick one up. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Mark Viduka, Zilan Nemeth, Joseph Job, Massimo Macaroni. That for me, they all deserve to credit for everything that happened in Middlesbrough for those 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what Macaroni was like in quarterfinals.
And did I say Mark Viduka? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did say Mark. We can't forget Mark either. He's a great guy. I mean, to leave Leeds of all teams to come to Borough, where there was a bit of rivalry.
He knew we were a better team.
Well, at least he got a chance of getting to a semi-final and a final of a European night, where I don't think he ever got the chance at
I've
Leeds.
got another question for you.
Go on then.
There's another players who came to Middlesbrough who were originally coming from Leeds.
Leeds to Middlesbrough.
But not on the straight. It was good. He went before to another club and then came to Middlesbrough.
So he went from Leeds to another club.
And then to Middlesbrough.
Then to Middlesbrough. Oh, he's putting us on the spot here.
Oh, yeah.
Quizmaster Franck Queudrue here.
He's bold and he's a fullback.
Danny Mills.
Exactly.
Danny Mills, yeah. Bold. Yeah, because he came on loan during the first season, didn't he? And then signed permanently. No, did he sign?
No, he came permanently for I don't know where it was before signing for us, but and he played a final in 2004.
Yeah, the great final where Bolo's ended. Did you ever think that penalty was going to be disallowed after he slipped?
The VAR wasn't like at the time.
Well, if VAR was involved,
yeah, no, it
would have been disallowed. But obviously,
Probably.
did you think it was ever going to be overturned because of the way Bolo slipped, kicked it off one foot and it hit the second foot and gone in?
No, I think the most important is not to say how much. We won, that's it. You can't take him back to him.
And then obviously Joseph Job scoring as well. I mean, he won the penalty as well, so that was just great day out.
That was like the best start we had in the game, and especially in a final, you need to go straight on. You can't fall asleep 10 minutes in a final, and that's what happened to Bolton actually on the day. They had a bit of a problem to get in the game. They lost 10 minutes and they lost 2 goals. So, but they were a good team as well at the time.
JJ Okocha, Ivan Campo,
Djorkaeff,
Yuri Djorkaeff, Henrik Pedersen, is it? Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and Kevin Davies as well. You can't forget.
Yeah, strong
Kevin.
lad.
I mean, did you ever think their tactic of when they had an attacking free kick where they had like 3 men offside and then they ran back into the pack? Did you ever think, oh God, they're going to actually touch the ball?
But it was the tactics, but we knew that they were doing kind of stuff like this. But we worked our set piece as well during the whole week with Steve Harrison, and we let know the referee that they were offside at the start. So the linesman was looking all the time because we're telling him, I need free kick. Look, this, they're offside. And obviously, 2 times out of 3, it was like blowing offside. So
I mean,
It was good for us.
it was a great. I mean, I think I watched the semi-final where they did it, and they did it every time, and I was just like, one of these days it's going to hit one of our players, go in the back of the net, and the goal's going to get given, or the linesman's going to flag them offside. But lucky enough, it didn't happen. I mean, they had
not against us.
not against us either, but which was quite good. I mean, Mark Schwarzer had a clanger of a moment with Kevin Davis's goal as well.
He saved us so many times. He saved us so many times that he could make a mistake, but afterwards he was different class.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely the best Aussie goalkeeper Borough have had, especially when we've had Brad Jones.
We had Brad Jones as well.
Yeah, can't forget Brad. But
yeah, Brad did some fantastic game for Middlesbrough as well.
Well, he actually took the role on that FA Cup game where Mark got injured after.
Yes, he's got a problem with his back.
Wasn't it Dean Ashton that fouled Mark Schwarzer and broke Mark's cheekbone?
I can't remember that. Probably, yeah.
It was the semi-final against West Ham at Villa Park. My granddad went to that, lucky enough, because he managed to get a ticket. I mean, it's hard when you're at a semi-final and you've got to split the stadium in half, basically. And when you have like 25,000 season ticket holders, you can't issue everyone a ticket.
It's hard to get the ticket, isn't it?
But obviously, if this was at Wembley, like it is now, it'd be quite easy.
Easier.
So I think I got another question from Josh. He says, any plans for the future? I think you've touched on that with the golfing with your former Lens teammate.
Yeah, of course. There's the plans to get some guys, some group, not only firms, but some groups to go out and play either in Portugal. That we got links we got good contacts in Portugal to play some good golf near Lisbon, and we got as well some good contacts to play in Marrakesh. But obviously, with the borders closed, it's quite difficult to get over and to get some good time.
Obviously, playing for Colchester on loan as well from Birmingham, was that just to get game time, or was that?
No, not especially, but actually the coach who was at the time at Colchester was A, and it's a Birmingham lad, and we were living not far from each other. And he called me one day and said, "Listen, Frank, you need to come and help me up in Colchester. We want to be safe." So I went there on loan from Birmingham. Obviously, Birmingham let me go because they were not counting on me for the end of the season. So I went to Colchester and find some very good lads as well that I play with. And obviously, I had a good time in Colchester with the lads.
I mean, AD Boothroyd is a very good manager. Now, the under-21 manager of England, after coming up through the ranks of being the under-19 manager. So obviously,
what can I tell? The guy who came across my path finished with England manager.
Well, it's funny though. The two the manager you played with at club level is now part of England setup, and the player that you played with at Borough is now the England manager. Isn't that quite good? And that saying something about the England setup. I think they need to get Franck in the setup somewhere.
Yeah, no problem. English, defensive coach.
Yeah.
and I'll come.
Set piece taker
Of course, yeah.
with David Beckham.
I wanted. I was going to say that I think for the free kick, which I think they will call David Beckham, not Franck Queudrue.
But you'll be the second one to call. I mean, did you ever play against Bex?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have, wouldn't you? Just thinking then. So, what was it like to play against David Beckham?
Tricky to play against David because actually, if you leave him like 2 or 3 meters, he could cross the ball. If you were too close, he was playing one touch and move again. It was tricky to catch, but it's no player who take you a lot on one-on-one. He was just clever through his movement and obviously fantastic skills with his set piece and obviously the crosses he put and without even like taking you on.
I mean, he was an idol of mine, especially in '98. Apart from when he got that red card after
Against
Diego.
Argentina.
Yeah, you know, after kicking out Diego Simeone, who is now become one
That's
of.
happened, you know.
I mean,
Good
you know
players
that.
sometimes taking red cards in World Cup.
I mean, speaking of red cards, you got 3 in the space of a season for Borough. I mean,
Happens,
obviously they weren't straight reds, which
no.
I've heard. They were all second yellows, which makes it even better because if they were straight reds, the first game would have been a free match. The first time would have been a free match, then 4 match, then a 5 match. But because they were second yellows, it went 1, 2, and 3. So you didn't have to miss too many matches. I mean, you missed.
I did miss too much.
Yeah. Well, it's not a question, it's a bit of a statement from Josh again. Your Borough's best left back. What do you think about George Friend? He's just gone to one of your former teams, Birmingham City. What do you think about
that? I was a bit disappointed, to be fair, that they let George gone. But I don't know what were the conditions for him to stay or not. What was his contract length? But yeah, good lad. Quite disappointed that he left because I think he was putting his heart out for Middlesbrough when he was playing.
I mean, I remember seeing him at Cardiff versus Borough. We lost 1-0, and he literally, because he always gave his all down that left-hand side.
Yes, of course.
And he pulled his hammy running down the left-hand side and had to go off quite early on. So it's not good to get an injury like that, but it's always difficult to recover from a hamstring injury, or especially when you've pulled it.
Well, I don't know. So after he made his decision, he went to Birmingham. Birmingham, obviously, that's a club I went as well, and I spent some good years. You know, the fans were great as well with me. So I can't really tell something about Birmingham. You know, I like my time there. No worries. But I think he will enjoy it as well. He can go to the bull ring.
Obviously, your best time was at Borough.
Footballing career, obviously, yes. Yeah, this time at Middlesbrough.
So, another question. You went to Red Star Belgrade just before you retired as well.
No, it's Red Star in Paris.
Oh.
Not in Belgrade, obviously.
They Wikipedia get them sacked. But
No, it's
obviously,
in Paris. I was in national third division from French national.
is that the championnat? Is that what it's called?
Yes, championnat. But yes, it was the third division. Like if you compare to England, it's like League One.
Yeah. Obviously, that's more of a. Is it semi-pro league or is it?
Yes, semi-pro. Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Because
on equivalent to
I
our.
was coming from a pro club, obviously from Lens. So me, when I signed to Red Star, I was considered as a pro.
So that was good then. So you would have been offered a pro contract instead of a semi-pro contract
Exactly.
where you could have played.
But it won't matter a lot because obviously the salary wasn't a problem for me, and I didn't want it to make them pay too much, I would say. So
Would they have been the small team that you followed when you were a kid then as well as
I knew this
PSG?
team because there's a big past Red Star in France. In the 60s and 50s, 60s, they were a big club in Paris. And some big names play in Red Star. And the chairman was a good man as well. The chairman is a good man. He's still the chairman nowadays. So Patrice Haddad, very nice man.
Very good. Obviously, what was your relationship with Steve Gibson like as well?
Steve Gibson, it's really hard to I can say no. It's really easy to get on well with him. You know, he's a simple man. He's very discreet. He let the guys and the team works as they want. You know, he's just there to support the team, and it was just easy to get on with.
Yeah, Josh was so lucky to meet you a few years back. I think it was around 2013 at the Riverside. Can't wait to see you back on the pitch in Mikel Van Beek's charity match. I mean,
Yeah, me too. I'm quite. I try to get fit, to get my fitness back.
That means you got to do laps around the golf course now.
Yeah, no. Between I need a jog and need some runs.
And get a fitness coach in as well.
Oh yeah.
So we'll say thank you very much to Josh, who has organised this for RS Media, and I would like to say thank you very much to Frank for coming on. It was a great pleasure. I mean, I would love to get an autograph, but I don't think I might be able to get up to Borough for the charity match. But obviously, I can drop you a message and try and get one that way.
Don't worry, we
much.
stay in touch.
And have a good night. Thanks.